ماذا؟ والله العظيم أكتب منه.
عن بدر ما بدي يا يما جيبي لي صغيره ما تذكر كبيره صغيره خلص هاي
On that afternoon, I'm embarking with the Syrian children of Tel Abbas camp for a special event. They will exceptionally leave the camp to meet other Syrian children, but also Palestinians and Lebanese. All of them have been preparing for this day for almost 4 months. The meeting point is only a few kilometers from here, but as the Syrians cannot move freely, we will have to take the road through the fields, which will take us an hour. After 3 weeks spent in northern Lebanon along the main road which connects the city of Tripoli to Syria, I am entering for the first time into the agricultural plain of Akkar. Lebanon hosts more than 1 million refugees, almost a quarter of the population. Many work in the fields in exchange of a plot of land where to set up their tent. Others gather in camps. There are thousands of them all around the country. Many of the estimated 500,000 Syrian children do not go to school. When they are not left behind, they work too. Despite the large number of NGOs working for the protection and education of minors, very few offer them what they need to live a child's life. Mishwar is one of those NGOs trying to fill the gap.
But like in this camp, there's 96 kids in a camp of 160 people.
Is it just like out on their own?
Yeah, they're wild.
Tony from Mishwar has just bought a tent for the kids in a camp of the township of Tel Abbas. He relies on his friend Martin to decorate it.
Now the point of this tent is that it's a safe space and it's dry as well because of the winter.
Okay.
So once we need to buy a few things for inside the tent, but then once it's there, it can be like a space, like a nursery school where we can bring kids and do classes. And but I think we still need to finish it. All right.
We stop for a moment to greet the shawish of the camp who sold the tent to Tony.
So this is our tent that we bought. We'll need to change most of this shit.
Yeah.
It's not actually cheap. We'll probably need to spend a couple $100 so we can have a blank canvas.
Yeah. Maybe even like some figure from. I
Yeah.
don't know if they like Aladdin. Like that's too.
Yeah, no, why not? Yeah.
Whatever, you know.
A genie. I'd really like something really fun though. Like,
Yeah, some
right.
fun. What makes it?
Flowers come out the top or something. I bought a proper screen. This will go in a few weeks.
Yeah.
I bought a proper one. We're gonna set up some speakers, but also we need some storage space. So we need somehow like shelves or a cabinet. Something.
Yeah.
We need to keep lots of stuff in here.
Yeah.
ما نكون مدرسة اليوم. شو عنكم؟ ما رايحين المدرسة. ليه؟ ليه ما بدكم؟ This is Hamada. He's the most difficult kid you've ever met in your life. He's very violent.
Driving everyone crazy?
Okay, thanks. Around here we could use
دير وجهك بحزين.
A little further in another camp, children gather in the activity hut. Aboudi, a Palestinian working with Tony, prepares them for the upcoming party.
مش معناته ان يضلوا هن مناح. بعد بدي اشيل العالم، بس لسه خلصنا اول شيء الصغار. المجموعة الثانية باقي هون باقي بشروط. يلا بعده.
سليمان وليد حمالي عمري 9.
اللي بعده.
خود عبد الله 14.
يلا سليمان. خالد. تعال وقف انت هون. شكرا. يلا بدي اسمع صوت حمود، سمعنا موسيقى اول شيء. يلا.
With his friend Hamoud, another Palestinian, the children learn, write and arrange Arabic songs.
From Mishwar, and we are now at Al Abbas and Akkar with the kids. Say hello, guys.
Tony is waiting for the end of the workshop to go to the new camp with Aboudi. He wishes to share his tent with another local NGO.
معك مفتاح؟
أنا معي مفتاح.
On the way, they come across the owners of the land on which the camp is set up.
أنا دخلني. أنا بدفع مصاري. عرفت كيف أنا بدفع مصاري؟
لمن اتفق له هو اتفق لي أنا صاحب الأرض.
والله هو نحن لما اتفقنا معه قال إنه هو مستأجر الأرض.
He rents the land to
سؤال بس
Shawish there.
عن جد
And he's
سؤال.
telling us to pay if we want to play in the mud.
العقد لأي شهر
It's only
عن
half
جد مش
joking, he's
مزعم
half serious.
والله.
شهر 9.
شهر 9.
ايه
بينتهي شهر 9.
ايه
وين بالمخيم؟
ايه.
لا على الريب.
الشهر السابع المخيم ل 20 سنين ما بينتهي.
وعرض
لا
كله المخيم كله
لشهر 9.
طول هذيك.
أرضه هو 1000 متر 1000 متر.
الأرض
أنا 1000 متر 1000 متر.
الأرض اللي عليها المخيم لشهر 9.
لا 7.
7. بعد شهر 7 بتجددوا عقد من أي سنة وجديد.
7 سنين.
بس كمان سؤال، في أمل إنه هن ينشالوا من المخيم ولا عادي؟
لا عادي.
بدك شيء؟
At the call of Aboudi, the first children come running. The vast majority of people in this camp are children. They grew up during the war and some were directly confronted to the conflict. Left to themselves in this new environment, they are on edge and vulnerable.
ما تخلي حدا يخبط، انتوا احرسوها. هيك انتوا احرسوها عشان يجوا. نحن على الكهرباء she asked about electricity. They wanted to help us by paying electricity. So I will tell her that every month we pay $20. We can pay 10 for us. نعم. نص عليكم نص علينا.
أنا ببقى بخبر.
She told us that she will bring tables and chairs to here.
Okay, how many? Just so that we know how to manage.
بس لنعرف قديش انت حتجيبي طاولة وكراسي، بس لانه نحن كمان بدنا نجهزش.
لا أنا ما بعرف، أنا بعرف إنه في طاولة وفي كرسيين، أنا هذولي.
Table and 2 chairs.
Okay, cool. I mean, I can't think of anything, but I think it's okay. We can work it out as we go.
ونشتغل مع بعض يعني كيف ما بيقولوا عن العرب الرياح بما تشتهي السفن. كيف ما عم تجي الايام معنا نشتغل. This show is here. Great. تواصلي معي مباشرة عرفتي كيف وأنا أي شيء أنا ما بقدر أحله فيني أنا أخبر توني. I told her if there is some problems
No problem.
I will tell you if I don't have solution.
Yeah, and we want to also put like a cupboard so we can have tea and coffee and drinks and stuff.
Yeah,
for staff.
كله برا كله برا عاوز لطلي كله برا
كله
طيب.
Tonight, Mishwar is giving his first movie night. To calm the children, Palestinian friends have come to help. Lebanese children also came to meet them.
قلني إن أنا فلسطيني وجاي ألعبك بدك تتقبل هذا الفئك اللبناني. نحن هون كلنا عرب. يلي مش معاشبه يروح على بيته. بس بمجرد طلع من هاي الدويرة ما له رجعة. فلسطيني، لبناني، سوري، شو ما تكون احنا عرب. وبلا عنصرية، نحن اللي قاعدين عندن. تعالوا شباب، تفضلوا. فوتوا على الدويرة، وقفون بيناتكم.
يا حرام واجي على البيت وسخن، هذا لابس نص كم حماده ولك فوت جوا ما يقبل يفوت جوا ولا يقبل يجي على البيت.
شايفي انا؟
انه مسخن.
اوه دولاب كبير كبير. بعدي جيبوه عليه جيبوه عليه. لا نطلع هيك خلوه نطلع عليه. جيبوه عليه.
The Palestinians have returned to their camp of Nahir Bared. Italian volunteers have come to take over.
We have this, by the way. I think it's pretty big. I think it's massive. This is material. We can use it for like the. Yeah, or whatever. You know what we're going to do? Remember, Mishwar cut from wood. What was it that? شوفوا وين البنات.
ما في شيء كذا يا عم ما في شيء هيدا
Patrick, Mishwa's third hand, is Lebanese. He lives in Beirut and joins Tony and Aboudi 3 days a week.
اسمعني منيح. فوت لجوا عشان ما تقعد على الأرض. فوت لجوا. 3 حمادة 1 2 3 مع مسكوا أول شيء بعدين طلع. تعالي فوتي جوا عند البنات. مرقوها.
The children will not be able to concentrate more than half an hour. But from now on, every Friday, there will be a movie night at the cinema of Mishwar. Back home, Tony discovers a child who was picked up on the road to Tripoli.
الشهر يعني
ايه شهر
شهر اللي هايدا
الشهر الماضي ابدا في شغل نص مدرسة نص شغل
ممكن حدا مع هاي السيارة رايحين
Tony decides to bring the 14-year-old back home to his father.
بس جاية الأرض موسيقى عند شيخ عبدو بعد أسبوعين. ممتاز. ما بتكون على الشارع. جد.
ما بعرف
اوكي. ما بتكون بتراوس ها؟
ان شاء الله.
مش ان شاء الله. اكيد اكيد لازم تدرس وتلعب وشي هيك مش تشتغل. لازم بس انت شاطر بالمدرسة. نص شو يعني نص فيك تقرا كتير
عربي
بس عربي
فرنسي نو انجليزي شوي
بالفرنسي البتي بو شوي
Tony is unsure how the father will react, but he appears to be relieved. He invites Tony to come in.
بس اكيد اتفقنا ايه عشان اذا يفوت بالمدرسة ايه
هو بالمدرسة. ايه هو بالمدرسة بس نحن عنا 10 أولاد.
بعرف
في في مازوت في مصروف بشتاء وفي حق خبز وفي يعني وضع سيء جدا يعني مش يعني يجيب لنا يعني حق مازوطة وإذا صار هيك شوي بالمدرسة
أكيد.
نحن من وزانة يعني مو هيك يعني إنه فرحانين هو يروح يبيع محارم.
ممكن راح تتصل فيني وبدنا نحكي بس كمان أنا فكرة أوكي بس بنشوف بكرة أوكي فينا نحكي إيه بس ما بأس
يعني إحنا ما قبل هو كان بالمدرسة يعني نحن بدنا يدرس.
هو صديقي المفضل بالمخيم عن جد هو وعبد السلام.
شكرا
عن جد بس هو ما بياخد كتير مصاري مثلا ماكسيموم مو أكتر من 10,000 اليوم.
ايه يعني بس حق الخبزات
5,000
يعني نوبات طالع 10 نوبات يعني بس
مشان هيك ولا
ايه هون الإيطاليين يساعدونا. عرفت علي كيف؟ يعني إذا ولد مرض الإيطاليين ياخذونه على الدكتور يشتروا له دواء.
هون تشرب شاي؟
شكرا.
شو أكلتوا؟ أكل
بيض
وبصل.
وشو أكلت أنت؟
أكلت بوزة.
بوزة؟
أنا هاي برد خلوت. في بوزة لك؟
After a day in the camps, Tony goes to visit Abdurrazak and his young brother Ahmed.
قبل ما اجي على لبنان طوني انا ما كنت دخن. شوف هلا
عن جد؟
صرت شيل باكيتين مو باكيت. طوني ما عاد في نفس وقت اللي جينا على هون ما عاد في نفس. كنت شيل 120 كيلو ما يأثر فيها 120 كيلو. رندا مرتي كانت تشيلني هيك كانت صحة والله يا طوني تشيلني هيك. لمبة مرة كنت بدي أركب لمبة بالبيت عنا السلم سيبها ما في تعال رندا اختفى طلعت
يا أكيد
والله يا طوني مشينا هيك.
Abdurrazak and his wife had obtained a visa for Europe, but as they were leaving, her mother fell seriously ill. At her side during her surgery, he and his wife missed their chance to leave.
بس عم تحكي على الأمم بس ما في ممكن فيك بتسافر خلاص
يعني دراسة حتى لو انك دراسة او شغل او لاجئ إنه بس فردين أو فرد بيقول لك ما بدنا.
When the war broke out, Ahmad was about to get his law degree. He now works in a Talabas cement plant.
ما بتنكتب في أحرف بتنكتب ما بتلفظ.
وحرام سنة تانية جامعة ويروح يشتغل بأطول. مشكلة كتير. يعني مليح ما بيجنوا أو شيء كرازي. مشكلة.
The bag, see the yes sign? It was my bag, and that's like the pro-independence sticker. I gave him that bag. So, but he's never used it.
هاي غالي كتير.
لا
بالنسبة لي غالي كتير عليا. أنت صديق ممتاز.
لا عادي. This guy making a fire in the kitchen. It's funny. Look. Sorry. We send a lot of stupid videos to each other. Yeah.
أهلا وسهلا بالشباب.
In the plain of Minyara, every Friday morning, Mishwar runs activities in a school led by a known Lebanese family. If they want to integrate the Lebanese educational program, Syrian children must learn French. While Aboudi is leading his singing workshop, Tony is writing a song with some older teenagers, usually giving drawing lessons. Today, Patrick teaches French.
Can we write the program now? How many songs?
Yeah, and the name of the songs.
Because we also need to do, maybe we need to give everyone a certificate.
Certificate?
Something, nice.
Yeah, you can first.
Cool. In fact, we need Joyce was asking for a Santa Claus.
أكيد. رح تعمل سانتا كلوس عندك؟
أنا؟
No, why not? No, it's the beard.
والله we need it. بس بدك تعملها أنا بعملها بس إنه أنت أحسن.
Man, you'd be amazing. Think how funny you'd be, man.
عن جد؟
Think how good you'd be, man.
فيني ألبس معك إذا بدك. If they have two costumes.
خلوني بس أفكر.
تفكر شو؟
بدي أفكر.
بشو
أنا ماني شغل كلاون لأنه ماني مطلع أعمل
شو مش كلاون. سانتا كلوس. شو خص الكلاون؟
بتكون لابسة ثياب وهيك؟
إيه شيخ حمر. انه ما رح يعرفوك يعني بس انه عندك بيرد وبس حمر وهذا
انتوا بدكم تورطوني. لا انتوا بدكم تخربوا بيتي.
مان انا اذا بدك بلبس معك ما عندي مشكله.
اوكي.
يعني we do it every year usually for kids.
اوكي.
بالبيت عنا بيعملوها.
اوكي.
Anyway, right, go.
The Talabas camp leans against another camp that is more difficult to access. The Friday prayer there is particularly loud today.
وين عبودي؟ عبودي راح يوزع عمل.
Alessandro is part of the Italian NGO Operazione Colomba. He lives in a tent alongside the Syrians.
هذاك تسويش في هذاك المخيم كحشنا ليه؟ قالنا برا ليه؟ ممنوع نفوت لهناك.
Aboudi tried to meet a family in the other camp, but he was kicked out by the Shawish. For Alessandro, the problem is recurrent. Families both sides are not even allowed to talk to each other.
But the problem is that the head of this camp is a sheikh of Saudi Arabia, and
he support him?
No, he give money for the land rent, and he decide the law inside the camp. So they have to pray 5 times a day. Who doesn't pray can be arrested. In general, the life in this camp really is not easy. Like compare it to this camp is even. Really, it's even. Like because there the people cannot talk each other too much, cannot discuss the daily life issue. Everyone should stay in his place without caring. It's like a religious camp, but in a autocratic way.
Later, Patrick has lunch with Omar, Shafak, and their 4 children.
أبوي لا أمي لا
صور
Shaima, the eldest of the girls, is full of life, yet a bullet fragment close to her heart threatens to hurt her at any time. Omar's village in Syria was bombed. He took his children and those of his brother in his arms and left the house just before it collapsed. Omar's brother Hassan is working with Patrick on the renovation of the tent purchased by Mishwar.
ما في مشكلة خلينا إذا بده أول شيء الشوادر باخذ الخرز خلينا نجيب طالما السيارة هون خلينا نجيب الباب كمان ما في مشكلة
Mishwar received a donation of jackets for the winter. With Alessandro and other volunteers, they plan to distribute them tonight to the families of the new camp.
بعد عن السيارة
Close the door. Yeah, we set up everything and then we're gonna have to call family per family.
يلا عبودي يلا شو هدول؟ ما انت شوف شو في بعدين انت
Yalla, somebody writes the price on the tags so we can open the shop. Yeah.
والله العظيم جبتنا برجله خليه ياكل مطياسته مرحبا كيفك؟ بدنا نوزع جاكيتات لكل المخيم كل عائلة بتطلع 3 جاكيتات شو القياسات اللي عندك؟ هدول لكم البضاعة التي تطلع من هون لا ترد ولا تستبدل ايوه والرزق على الله عندي هون اسم اسمه ابراهيم شو هذا؟ ابو احمد ابو احمد فوت ابو احمد
يلا قول يلا انت لحالك
عندي بنت عمرها شي سنة.
ما عندك اكبر ولا اصغر؟
لا عندي مرة.
سو هو مرته في بعد اجازات كبيرة؟ في لارج. لا لا بس المدرسة ليك عم بيجي يحضر معنا موفي نايت هون بينادوا بس هو ساكن بيت.
Ça parle d'une petite fille, pour l'instant c'est une petite fille syrienne, tu sais, parce que la dernière guerre assez grande était là-bas, et qui un jour va devoir se retrouver obligée de tuer un soldat, et depuis ce jour elle va totalement changer. Elle se voit comme en train de devenir un monstre.
Back at Minyara, Patrick tells me about his work in Beirut.
Ils ont probablement pas de parents, tu sais, ils se regroupent entre enfants et ils essaient de survivre dans ces moments-là. Et ils se retrouvent contre les soldats de l'armée, contre Daesh, contre toutes ces milices. Et aussi, il va y avoir pas des discussions, mais aucun d'entre eux ne comprend vraiment pourquoi ils se battent, pourquoi tout le monde est en train de se battre. Est-ce que c'est un truc, c'est pas un truc religieux, non. C'est vraiment absurde pour eux tout ce qui se passe. J'ai vraiment envie d'essayer de comprendre comment une psychologie d'un enfant peut changer dans ces moments-là, quoi. C'est surtout ça qui m'intéresse. Elle parle qu'elle a planté les 3 corps des hommes qu'elle a tués jusqu'à maintenant. Elle les plante tous dans un même endroit tout le temps. Et elle raconte comme quoi les herbes ont commencé à pousser sur eux. Il y a lui, par exemple, un arbre a commencé à pousser à l'intérieur de sa cage thoracique. Et elle dit qu'elle ne peut pas s'empêcher de trouver ce landscape un peu beau, quoi. C'est un peu comme moi. Alors, quand on a vécu la guerre ici, ma mère m'avait raconté qu'on avait fui dans des bateaux alors que la ville se faisait bombarder. On a fui en bateau jusqu'à Chypre. Mon père et ma mère m'avaient dit, la première fois où je suis allé, le premier jour où je marchais dans les rues de Paris, je regardais les immeubles et je disais que je comprenais pas trop. Elle me disait, mais qu'est-ce qu'il y a? Je dis, pourquoi les immeubles ici n'ont pas des trous? Ouais, je pensais que c'était juste naturel que les immeubles aient des trous partout. Donc tu sais, la Beyrouth est vraiment détruite, quoi.
They tell us what they need, we just write it
Okay.
and we give them the papers. It's
Type
the easiest
machine.
way for everyone.
Come on.
Later,
Okay,
Mishwar is
شو
getting
كمان؟
organized for the soon-to-come party.
بس هيك.
وليك عبودي نحن حكينا مع
Anjeren monacheres bar, nullanje kenus gebracht, jarig monje gomer plar, mesken reiks net tomane. Min Jesus grønna lar, smittar skriper glade klar, en øre høk mi sølen art, sånn har skikker i brinra. Oes min alves heimisjes, min nøker og mi has makio, og troen en je fuller
Vivi, come stai?
I'm fine.
Tutto bene? How are you, man?
Yes.
Despite the discussion with his father a few days ago, Khaled went back to work on the street. Tony calls Alexandre, who lives in the camp, to get some news.
To take him to Tripoli. Yeah, I know. A few days ago, I wrote to IRC because I know that they have the program for street children.
I don't know in which way the IRC is working, but I don't think they are doing like I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't think they will kidnap the child, so maybe they will try
Okay.
to help the family. I think it's a good thing.
Yeah. And actually, there's another thing. Like I was talking to Abu Muhammad, after when I took Khaled back to back home.
Yeah.
I was talking to him, about the situation. I was saying, of course, I understand. Your situation is extremely difficult, right? And I just asked him about why does he live in the garage and not in a tent, And he said, we would move to a tent today if it was possible. And he said the only tents are in other camps, you know, maybe down in other part of Tel Abyad. But he said that he doesn't want to move to another camp because he's so close to you guys, to Apurat Suna Columba.
I think he hope to travel, you know,
Okay.
to go to Italy, to go to
Yeah,
Ali.
definitely. Yeah.
And maybe he feel that if he stay here, he have more possibility. I
Okay.
don't know, like this is the, but it's not like this actually.
Yeah.
I think that if he will be really in need, I think he will move from the garage.
Yeah.
Maybe until now they find a way like to pay the rent.
Yeah.
I think they sell the food card of WFP.
Okay, I think maybe they don't have the food support anymore, or they still have.
No, they were receiving cash support and food support.
Okay.
But the cash support they remove. This is what I understand. They sell like half of the food support.
Okay.
For pay the rent of the garage.
So I don't know what the IRC can do to stop, you know, because they need that money to eat. So
I know.
it's very difficult, yeah.
It's not easy problem, man.
I really feel sorry for him, you know.
No, me too. But you know, it's. I mean, it's. We have limits, you know.
Of
We
course,
all together
yeah.
we have limits that we cannot cross.
We'll see you soon, man. Hopefully visit soon. All right.
Care, okay?
Cheers, man. Bye. Ciao. Ciao.
Bye. Cheers. Bye.
Sit.
Early the next morning, Tony receives an answer for Khaled.
They're from. She's senior case management officer for street and working children. So if anyone's going to do anything, then it should be her. She should be able to answer questions, all that. But after there's been 11 emails back and forth. She promised to come visit twice, never showed up. So I was like, "Where are you? Why didn't you come?" Offered her help. I said, if there's a problem, then you can ask us to help on the ground. Nothing. And then in the end, she says, "Dear Tony, please note that after contacting the father, he informed us that his child is already participating in psychosocial activities. As for further information, please contact someone else. This someone else is actually on holiday right now. I know that, she should know that, but she doesn't, you know? Or maybe she's just she just wants to get rid of me." That's just a long-winded way of saying we're going to do nothing, you know? Because if the child is already doing these activities and at the same time he's going working in the street, then obviously these psychosocial support is not enough. Anyway. Hey Abode, Kifak, Sabah al Khair. Listen man, what do you think about if we do a Christmas party for one of the camps a week on Friday? Because we won't have any more music sessions. So maybe Friday the 29th, or maybe before if you think, because I'm going to have some toys as a donation, and also we have a small budget, so we can, you know, put a party on for the kids. Maybe تلعب بس جديد. What do you think, man?
The renovation of the tent is over. This morning, Martin came to start the decoration. Children who have not gone to school quickly gather around the artist.
This is nice.
This is nice, thank you.
I decide to let him work and walk to the other camp to join Tony. In the region of Akkar, the majority of Lebanese people live below the poverty line. Unemployment and illiteracy rates are the highest in the country. With an underexploited port and a closed airport, development is almost non-existent. Because of the need to house the Syrian population, It is only the urbanization of the region that is accelerating. Building constructions are massive, often unplanned, and rarely finished. The main road that separates the plain from the mountains also separates the wealthiest in the hills from the poorest on the plateau. Secondary roads operate along the same social segmentation, with its own degrees of precariousness. The garages are rented for $100 a month against $35 for a tent in a camp. Some divide them into 2 or 3, leaving room in front for a small business. Others make a real shop out of them, or use them for breeding animals.
فيك تقرا يا خالد؟ طوني شاطر.
One of Mishwar's children was hit by a car right in front of the camp. Tony has come to visit him, but his mind is occupied by the fate of Khaled, still on the street.
I was sent like 3 emails to follow up and say why didn't you visit, and they weren't replying, but they replied today and said, oh, we didn't visit because Khaled was at school. So I'm like, what, you know? So I'll set up a meeting with Abu Muhammad later on, okay? And I'll maybe ask Alex to be there as well, and if he stops sending Khaled to work in the street, then we could actually give him a job, you know, in the cinema every Saturday. You know, I think we can do that, you know, if we can give him a little job, a little responsibility, you know?
Despite his injury, the child insists on showing me one of his discoveries.
Good boy. هذا بيكون له اصحاب ما يقول.
لا ما له كفلتان شوف. الاصحاب له كفلتان. يس.
Alessandro, Tony and the shawish of the camp are expected at Abu Muhammad's, Khaled's father. Despite the presence of the children, the discussion begins immediately. Abu Muhammad will no longer send his son Khaled to work on the street. Alessandro will make sure that Khaled goes to school. And the boy will help Mishwar on Saturdays in return of some money to his family. The shawish is also present. No decision in the camp is taken without his awareness. Tea is being served. The small screen tells its stories, and we can talk about the world. After 1 hour drive, we're finally arriving at our meeting point, the school of Malak. Even though we're late, only a few families are present. But the others do not take long to come, one by one. Khaled proudly starts his first working day with Mishwar. And the long-awaited moment takes place. Despite the appearances of an ordinary party, Mishwar's is exceptional. Outside of its enclosure, the fate of these children and their family is every day more uncertain. Stuck between the impossibility of returning to their country and not being granted a refugee status in Lebanon, they remain the victims of a multifaceted war. Herein, this party seems to me like one battle that has been won. I understand at this point that the NGO Mishwar is not only a source of games and life for children, but a real social cement for the whole community.
شيماء مبارك
مشان صير مشهور.
For Tony's team, it's time to make a count. Such is the functioning of a human-sized NGO. Everything works on a day-to-day basis. After 4 months of working on this project with the kids, it's not over yet. The director of the German NGO FNF Lebanon, who supported Mishwar's project, wants to discuss with them.
So is that something we could propose for another project? Try and incorporate some kind of economically, it's not viable, but the principle's good. Yeah. Yes.
Could the collaboration be renewed, transformed, or become permanent? Whatever happens, for Mishwar, the children and their families, life goes on.
يا ويلي مأساة قلبك حجر صوى حجر صوى
نعم كل شيء يلعبوا فيه
I'm so crazy now.
Let me fall.